Good morning, World Wide Web. It's a good morning. Hey, we're still here. This is James, your favorite ticker picker. Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCLH, and Carnival Cruise Lines, CCL. Update video. A couple of days ago, we had earnings. They were great, and yeah, I'm not going to have exact numbers here for you because I'm not going to do all the reading, but I just want to tell the story really quick so everybody absorbs it clearly in their head and understands what's going on here. Number one, Norwegian was supposed to come out with earnings per share of 26 cents a share. They came out with earnings per share of 30 cents a share. They said next quarter that they were going to do 79 cents a share, almost 80 cents a share, earnings per share for just a quarter. That's incredible. Earnings per share uh, it calculates the number of shares divided by the earnings, or I'm sorry, the earnings itself number divided by the number of outstanding shares. Let me say that correctly. So it's directly proportionate to any dilution that has occurred already. So when you hear 70 or 79 cents a share or 30 cents a share, which they did last time, that number seems lower than the older Norwegian, possibly, but it's actually a really good number. If a cruise company can put out 70 something cents a share, that cruise company is putting out $1.40 every 2 quarters, and they're also putting out $2.80 every 4 quarters. I don't know what you think a company that earns $2.80 per share is worth, but it's not $18, you guys. I challenge, and I want to see it in the comments below. If you can name a stock that trades over, I'll just say $1.50 a share, that trades for under $30, please post it in the comments below. I don't think you can find one. I don't think they're out there. I think this one is probably the only one left that is kind of fitting of that description somewhat, only because they haven't fully proven it yet. Why did they go down after earnings? This is just effing stupid, and I'm really getting kind of upset with the way the world works sometimes and the way people follow like sheep, and it just takes a couple of people pre-market, I guess, to churn the whole day and the whole week. It just seems like we've been torn apart, and it's just absolutely upsetting. $22.68 before earnings. We've been down to almost 18. I don't think we touched the 17s yet. If we did, I missed it. But I've been trying not to look at this thing the last couple of days because it's been pretty upsetting. Today, just 18.30. Absolutely outrageous. Um, well, if you haven't been able to think of a stock that earns $2.80 a share, earnings per share, that trades for $18, because there are none. You're not going to find it anywhere. I don't care what the PE is. I don't care how slow the growth is. I don't care if it's GM. I don't care if it's somebody that couldn't possibly sell another one because everyone already has one. Yeah, there's like no situation where that would happen. Companies that lose money are obviously much higher than this because they have prospects. This one has actual earnings per share. It has actual real business and real profit that it brings in. The reason this thing fell to shit the other day, just to put it in a nutshell, is number one, earnings came out in the morning. They blew out earnings. Revenue, it was a revenue beat. It was a earnings beat, 30 cents for the quarter instead of 26. Next quarter, Norwegian had predicted 79 cents earnings per share for just the quarter, which is just friggin' spectacular. That's probably what one of their new true quarter looks like. And that true quarter and the last quarter that just got them 30 cents includes the current wage situation, the current cost of gasoline, the current cost of everything. Nothing happened last month that made everything change. Nothing. They didn't dilute more shares. Their hiring costs didn't go up by 20%, and their gas costs I don't think went up at all. Well, they were actually falling throughout all last quarter. What are they expected to do this quarter? Are we going to speculate on gasoline for the next 3 months with Norwegian Cruise Lines? I don't know. It's close to $4 a gallon again, but it could end up back to down to close to 3 or 3.50. It's been farting around those levels for quite some time. But the analyst came out right after earnings and said, uh, we think you're only going to do 70 cents a share next quarter. This is what other people told Norwegian, and yeah, and then told the world that at the same time, like Hater McTater Tots. Like, I think we know our own business, number one. Number two, you analysts were just off by 4 cents this quarter. You were off by 20 cents last quarter. I'm not putting a lot of weight on the analysts at this point. I think they're off, and I think they're like to lowball this thing. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know what's up with that. Then Barclays came out, downgraded the stock from like buy to neutral or something for Norwegian, and they said price target $22. I was like, what? And then I go and I read another one, and it downgrades them again, or it holds it, but it downgrades the target down to like $24. And then another one came out and upgraded it, or no, kept it the same as a strong buy, but upgraded it from $22 to $26. That was the third shoe to fall. And all of this starts with an analyst saying that they're only going to do 70 instead of 79. It's more wages now. Their cost structure is higher. They just did more than expected. They're probably going to do more than expected again, and more than that they said that they were going to do. That's the reality of it. Number one, none of us have a crystal ball. Number two, Norwegian can pick up their employees from any country on the globe. They don't have to come to America to fill up their boats with employees and talent and shows and musicians and bartenders and cleaning people and the whole staff. They can go to Venezuela where people will work for $10 a week, and they can pick up a whole staff for a boat. That's reality. I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise before. Not a lot of Americans are working the boat. And that's fine. It's a terrific experience. You feel it's a little more of an international flavor to the boat. It's what you want. You want to leave the country. You want to get away from America. It's not a bunch of, hi, I'm from Virginia. I'm your steward. It's like you do have a few of those, but most of them are from far elsewhere, and they speak little English. And some of them speak pretty good English, and some of them like half broken English. And that's fine. I love these people, and there's so much fun on cruise ships to get to know people from around the world. It's a wonderful experience. Trying to associate America's problems with inflation of costs of the wages of the workers, inflation, is ridiculous, because they don't even have to choose to hire from here, and I'm sure they haven't already. And they'll continue to hire from elsewhere. And if they need a more talent pool, they got the whole world to choose from. They can drive a ship to Africa and just load it up with employees. They can drive it to Europe. They can drive it to Asia. They can drive it to the Caribbean. They can drive it to Mexico. They could go to South America. They have all kinds of choices to go get help. There's 8 billion people in this world, and probably half of them need jobs. And this would be a kick-ass job, to be honest with you. To even make a small amount of money on a cruise line, you get free room and board, you get free food, there's all kinds of amenities for a worker. It's like not only having the company store and then renting from the company, but you're also getting a salary. It's a good way to save up a lot of money, especially if you're a young person, and it's a great way to see the world for free. It's far better than being a stewardess or a steward or what do they call them, flight attendants these days, in my opinion, because you get to see a lot more probably, and you're not always at 50,000 feet having to stand on your feet, for 12-hour shifts and layovers. So I just want to address the whole hiring BS story that we heard the other day. That was crap. The speculation on their future earnings, that was crap. And to try to diminish that over wage concerns that are non-existent and completely circumventable. This is not Target. They don't need these privileged people from America that are, spoiled since birth, and they need to make $30 an hour to bring in grocery carts. They don't need these employees. at all. They can find hungry people that were willing to work hard for 20 bucks an hour or 15 bucks an hour or whatever the going rate is, plus free room and board and free food and all the other amenities that they get. This is not even a situation that should be discussed. There are no additional new costs that are coming on board. This is a freaking lie. And if they are, they're maybe 1% or something. It's ridiculously small. It didn't grow by 12% last year, not even close. Inflation is greatly outpacing wage increases. It's not even in the ballpark. So I wanted to address that, number one. Number two, 70 versus 79 cents a share. Honestly, I don't give a shit. I think that they're both awesome. One of them is $2.80 for a year. That's the earnings per share. That's profit for a year. This company could give you half of that in a dividend every year, like forever. They really could. And they probably will when they start their dividend back up again. I'm sure they will. Same with Carnival. But the future prediction on costs is ridiculous. And then somebody else upgrades it to $26, and then I wanted to barf. And then yesterday at noon, Norwegian comes out and they said, we're raising all our prices. Okay, all right. What does that do to a stock price when a company raises its prices? It means that every penny of that price increase is additional profit. It's profit. It's not extra money to help out with costs or that has any cost associated with it. They already paid all their bills. Their bills are static. They pay their bills. They pay for the ship. They pay for the gas. They pay for everything that they have to flip and pay for, and they got 30 cents a share. Next quarter, it's going to be the norm, which is like 79 or 70, or I don't know what they're guessing. It's probably going to be 86 cents a share because they're wrong again, and they lowball this again. So then they raise the price. So it's going to be even more than that now that they just raised their prices. So whatever bullshit story they told, number one, was a bullshit story. Number two, as of yesterday, Norwegian has higher prices. They said our ships are fully booked. We're nowhere near not being fully booked. We're going to continue to be fully booked through the beginning of next year at minimum. And everyone wants to take a cruise right now. It's the best value. It's cheaper than hotel rooms. Everybody knows. And now, whatever they add to every ticket is just more. Can they throw up from doing this? I hope they raise the prices today. I want it to be on the next earnings report. I want them to come out with like $1.44 for their earnings or something stupid because they added $100 to every ticket. Their current net profit per ticket is probably smaller than this increase is going to be. That's going to be my guess. I don't know if Norwegian makes a couple of $100 net profit per ticket or $100 net profit, but if they raise all the prices $100 per ticket and that's what their net profit is, obviously their earnings per share is going to freaking double. We're going to be staring at $1.60 or $1.50 earnings per share for just one quarter. So yeah, is this pissing me off? Absolutely. Why is the world so mental on this one? I have no idea. There's a lot of problems with a lot of things, and maybe a lot of the airlines are going down too right after they put up awesome numbers. And you're like, what in the heck's going on? Why in the world can anyone think that this thing is worth that? And in this case, yeah, you're looking at a bare ass minimum $2.80 a share annually company. That's it, and that's how we base our prices on. And at $2.80, that's $3, or we'll just round it up to 3 for my easy math purposes. Today we're trading at a PE of 5. 5. Lower than GM, lower than, you know what? I can't really think of one. I can't think of one at all either that's trading for a PE of 5. Is it a growing company? Of course it is. You know how many boats Norwegian has? I think they have 17 of them. Can they get to 34? Yeah, you bet your butt they can. Absolutely. Can they get to 50? Yeah. They can continue to buy more boats. They can continue to add more boats. They can continue to make this company bigger. It is a growth story. It's going to be a growth story. It always has been somewhat of a growth story. They don't buy ships as fast as they would like, but one acquisition can double your number of ships. Just ask Carnival. They've already bought out like 10 other cruise companies that they currently own, and they get to add all their revenue onto their cruise line revenue also. I'm not getting this. I'm staring at a stock that is worth at least, let's just pretend it's $1 a share. Okay, so it's not $18. We need this thing to be at 25 or $30. Its earnings per share is $1 per share. Why is it being punished like this? Why did this not go up $3 today on the news that they raised their ticket prices? Is this like the company are people looking at it like, is the company confirming that they're going to do bad? Or I don't get it. There couldn't be a safer bet in the world. There couldn't be less logic behind something ever. This thing has to come screaming back. It just has to. This has so much bent up force in it right now. I don't think any of us can see it because we're all shell shocked and shit shocked, and we're scared to. I hope y'all aren't selling unless you have to, unless your options are expiring or something. But good Lord, don't sell this one at this price. Absolutely, I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not a professional financial planner or anything. I can't tell you what to do, but this is an amazing price for the numbers that they're talking about. And we're going to do another analysis later. I'll bring up, I don't know, I'll let you do it yourself. You guys play in the stock market. You guys know the numbers. You guys know that a PE of 5 is stupid, um, completely stupid. And since they just raised their prices, it might be a PE of 2 or a PE of 3. And all of this is going to be net profit, every penny of the price increase. Good Lord, they just took that 79 cents they predicted, or the 70 cents that the analysts predicted, and they did turn that into well over $1 yesterday when they raised the prices. That's all profit. The final dollars that they earn every quarter is profit, and all of these extra dollars is going to be just profit dollars. Thank you very much. Everyone's going to be donating another 100 profit dollars to every ticket, and that's fine. They'll stay full. They only have 17 boats to fill up. They have ports and cities with market shares that are tens of millions of people big, lots of wealth, enough to fill the boat with all wealth in any recession. They did great during the last recession in 2008. The prices of this did not collapse with everything else. The Dow went from way up there to way down there, everybody remembers, and all the stocks crashed. Did Norwegian and Carnival? No. Why? Because people still take cruises. Why? Well, I don't know, because they're crazy enough to still vacation when they're broke. Or everybody's not broke. There's still some people that aren't hurting that bad in a recession, like people that don't work and just have a shit ton of money laying around, and they're like, oh, good, it's a good time to take a cruise. And they went and did it, and their prices held, and the earnings were stable, and they did really good through the last downturns that we've had. COVID, obviously, telling them they're not allowed to take cruises, and you can't put passengers on your boat, and if you have them, you can't return them to shore. Yeah, that'll kind of ruin your game. But this game ruining party was over. Did COVID start again? Did I miss something? Somebody leave it in the comments below, because that's the only way I'm going to get this. That's the only way I'm going to get this. Last I checked, they're still doing their cruises. This stock at $2 earnings per share is worth $75. It's worth $68. It's worth $125, depending on what you think the growth prospects are. But at a bare ass minimum, triple this at the levels that they're talking about this being. This thing just has to scream, and I think we're going to see it scream. And why we got this stall, I'll never know. I will never know. And in Carnival, what happened to them? They had they had some mixed news also, and I think they got readjusted by some analyst. And you're like, good Lord, mate, you're way off. You're way off. They weren't putting up earnings per share hardly like this before. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to find out what the earnings per share was when this was a $60 stock. We're going to go find out exactly what it was. I don't think it's going to be any higher than it is projected to be by the analysts right now. If you're going to tell me that it was over $3 a year earnings per share, I'm just not going to believe you. So I don't think they were making $20 a share back then at that price. At a 5-to-1, at $70, okay, they were not earning $10 a share before. That's my prediction. So, and I'm gonna do a video and show everybody what they used to do and what they used to have as a stock price, and then what this is, and you can compare the difference. But yeah, this thing should have gone from 22 to 25, and when the analyst opened his trap, they should have treated it like every other analyst, I suppose. Wow, just perpetually getting it wrong on Norwegian. The only thing else I got is a conspiracy theory for you. Maybe Norwegian wants to do a stock buyback and they're trying to squash the prices, and they asked people to give them bad ratings, or they bought themselves bad ratings. I have no idea. Maybe they want the price to be cheaper so they can do that. That's the only motivation I can see for them being a participant. But then they went and they raised their prices the next day, which debunks all of that. Whatever loss, that the futuristic loss that everybody thinks occurred, is over now. The prices are higher. Yesterday, the prices went up on all the boats, on all the tickets. So take it what it's worth, people. This thing is a $2 earnings per share company. Go look at all of them. Just go look at what they earn per share annually. Find one that's not in the middle of a recovery, and you can add all the 4 quarters up sequentially, the last 4. Don't do Amazon because they've never turned a profit on purpose, barely. Find somebody that actually puts all their money on the board, and you'll see the difference. You'll see what I'm talking about. There's companies with a quarter earnings per share for the year that are worth $18.34. There's plenty of them. There's plenty of them with 50 cents. There's plenty of them with 75 cents or $1. Maybe $1 earnings per share. You could possibly justify this price, but not at $2.80 per share. You can't justify this price. I'm sorry. PE of 5, not happening. And I'm not having it, and I don't think I'm going to be staring it on my screen for very long or having to talk about it, to be honest with you. This was some weird shit, and it's some kind of international conspiracy to keep this thing low for a few minutes. That's what it must be. Have a wonderful day. Have some confidence. It's going to be okay. I can't even tell you how bad my account is destroyed from this thing. And I am holding on, and their options, and they expire in December. Am I mad? Yeah, I don't like looking at my account right now. I did double up at 19 as it fell. I probably tripled up. I have way more options than I had before. I'm extremely upset over this, and I'm sure you are too. Just so sure it's going to change. Just on its own, nothing needs to happen. Just a couple more days pass, possibly, maybe a week. Today is August 4th, and this all happened on August 1st. So try to keep all of this in perspective. It's only been 3 days, so kind of hold it together. It's Friday, and earnings were, what was it? Was it Tuesday or Monday? Shit, I got a bad memory. But just a couple of days ago. It has not been here long. Somehow Carnival hung out in Shittsville for a day and a half before it rocked itself back up. I don't think there's a stopwatch on these things that tell it to go back up. I just think somehow the world just looks at it enough and says, yeah, that's stupid. And then they buy it. And then they go, yeah, wow, those are their profit numbers, and this is the price of the stock. Is there COVID again? Okay, what the hell's the problem? Oh, you think gas is going to be higher next quarter, or you think this, or you think that, or you think they're stuck with America's employment problems? Wrong, and wrong. Which might be right on the gas thing, but we're all just guessing. We have no earthly idea. Yeah, that's it for my Norwegian Carnival video. Have a wonderful day. Hang in there. It can't. I don't know. This is just ridiculous. I guess it can do anything it wants to do at any given time. But this is not the price. This is not it. This is not where nature, God, gravity, nothing would put it at. This is not it. This is stupid. This is just a bunch of people that are shit shocked from earlier in the week, and something's going to happen like yesterday at noon where they come out and say they got higher prices, and then just go ahead and erase all that analyst bullshit from your mind. We just raised our prices $150 a ticket. Okay, so erase it. So then the analysts will come back out next week and they'll say, "Oh, well, they raised their prices, so we're going to raise their estimate to, because that's natural, right? You can't raise your prices without them raising their estimate. And okay, now it's $38 a share." And then guess what? Boom, we're at 29, just like that. So hang in there, everybody. We're just a couple of little peckerwoods of news. They're just trickling shit on us right now, and that's going to change. They're going to have to acknowledge the price increase. They're going to have to come out and do another estimate. Oh, we didn't run our numbers with these ticket prices. Well, go run the numbers with the new ticket prices, you freaking imbeciles. We're full. We can raise our prices if we want. In fact, they were damn high already, and but they're still a good value. It's a terrific product. They don't have much to sell out. They can spend months in the effort to sell it out. It's like a rock concert where you know that this band is coming to town for many months, and you have all of that time to sell all of the tickets. If it's a good band, usually it's not that challenging. You're like, okay, well, we only have 15,000 tickets, and then we sold out in a half an hour, but we still had 5 months to do it. That's Norwegian. That's the situation they're in right now. Right now, they're a very, very good band. Get your Norwegian. You'll never see it here again. Get your Carnival. It is what it is, and it will be back where it should be. That's all I can say. And I think the world is just opening up and saying where it's going. They're predicting where it's going. They're saying 70 cents. Fine, $280 a year. Get this $18 shit off my board, please, immediately. This is just stupid. And to watch it at 18:05, I was just like, what in the hell? Ugh, frustrating. Hang in there. This is not it. The story is not over. Very strong on this one. Have a wonderful day. Please like the video and subscribe. Sorry it was so long. Keep them shorter later. Thank you.